vinyl babies, vinyl people, vinyl community, or just rockers, sub rockers, whatever. This is a new segment that will probably be the most recurring segment on this channel for most. Let me straighten this out just a little bit. Yeah, so new additions. Everyone with that's part of the vinyl community or has a vinyl related channel, they do shit like this before. My favorite is Mike Seatown of Dead and Hip Hop. He's got one. Some other people have one, so I have that. And now I have one, you know, because instead of getting packages and, you know, of a one record or two and doing an unboxing on that, this is a lot easier, man. Just like build up a couple, like 4 or 5 records at the very least, and show them off to you here in this video. So yeah, I got some records I've been getting since probably the last unboxing I did, which was the Death unboxing, which if you haven't checked out, please. But yeah, that's when I decided I'm not gonna do an unboxing for every package with a record in it. I'll do this instead, man. It's a lot easier, you know. You get to talk about some records instead of waiting and unboxing these records. This is not a pure unboxing channel. No, let's start things off with the first record I have here. It's classic. Sarcofago. INRI? Yes, INRI. I always want to say IRNI, but it's I was about to say it. INRI. Yeah. If you don't know who Sarcofago is, I'm gonna give you the brief explanation, a summary of who they are, because I'm not the biggest Sarcofago fan beyond this record. I'm a basic black metal bitch. Yep, BBMB, baby. I'm a basic black metal bitch. I'm a surface level black metal head. All right, surface level black metal head. What I know of Sarcofago is that this record is a very pivotal record when you're talking about black metal. A lot of people say this is like one of the first waves of black metal. I've seen some people even say that this is really one of the pioneering records of black metal. A lot of it has to do with them having the corpse paint on the front cover. That I guess that was a very inspiring mood for you know, what would become part of black metal culture. But yeah, man, they're from Brazil. They're a Brazilian band. That's another thing, man. Like, they were doing black metal in Brazil, basically, in the late 80s, 1987, which is why I would say with a lot of people that they are one of the first black metal bands. Because, I mean, a lot of the prime bands that get credit as the pioneers of black metal, when you're not talking about, you know, Celtic Frost, you know, Hellhammer, and Bathory, of course, or Venom as well. You know, a lot of those are the other bands that a lot of people really associate with really being like holding and claiming the term black metal, you know, are the bands that mostly came out in the early 90s. And yeah, they got their start in the late 80s, but most of them really started putting out stuff in the early 90s. You know, I'm talking about Mayhem, Emperor, of course, Burzum, you know, Immortal, Dark Throne, you know the bands. You're talking predating them to what basically inspired those bands. First wave black metal, yeah, Sarcofago is one of the ones that comes up in this record. It's one of the ones that comes up. This isn't the reissue. This is the basic standard version. It ends with The Last Slaughter. Love their names, by the way. DD Crazy, Butcher, Antichrist on Vomits. Look at that. Antichrist on Vomits. Not vocals. Vomits. And Incubus on bass. I love Incubus. Yeah. Make Yourself is my favorite album by Incubus. I love them. A lot of black metal heads just rolled their eyes. Fuck off. I had to get this record when Hell's Headbangers had back up for sale. So yeah, here we go. Sarcofago, INRI. This is I think this is standard black vinyl. They had like an orange version I wanted to get, but that was sold out. So it's just standard black vinyl. Nothing really to show. I'm not going to show if it's just a regular black vinyl. So next up that I got this along with another record we're going to show. It's Volumes, Different Animals. This is their third album, but their first record with their co-vocalist Mike Terry. Yeah, this record, I know there's a lot of people. I know there's a lot of Volumes fans, which, by the way, rest in peace to Diego, passed away earlier this year, the founding guitarist of Volumes. But yeah, that's another reason why I really wanted to get this. But a lot of people who are fans of Volumes, huge fans of Volumes, love those earlier records where they were just hardcore, straight gent metalcore, borderline deathcore, but like just straight gent, just they love that shit, just straight screaming and nothing else. And that's honestly when I could care less for Volumes. Great playing, can't deny that, great playing. But this is when they were on my this was when they were on my radar, basically, man. When they add Mike Terry to the band and just really started to incorporate kind of a more trap and R&B vibe to it, because that's why I like the band Issues. I like that they're bands that are like taking gent or metalcore and trying to find new ways to bring it, because it's been done, man. It's been done. Like metalcore, like the tropes of gent and metalcore have been done before, from bands to Meshuggah, like Meshuggah to Killswitch Engage. Like it's been done. All right, what else can you do other than, you can't reinvent the wheel without breaking a few eggs and causing a little ruckus. And that's what I dig about this album, where they are, like I said, incorporating some more modern sounding music outside of the rock metal genre, man. You know, I love the addition of Mike Terry to the band. You know, I love tracks on this like Finite, Feels Good, On Her Mind with Puya. Puya is one of my new favorite rappers. Like that track, now that I think about it, actually introduced me to Puya. I wasn't big on Puya until that track, and now I'm like huge on Puya. Loved his last record, The South's Got Something to Say. I'm all ears with Puya now, and it's because of this record. It's because of that track. But I just really like what they did on this record, and I know this is kind of a polarizing record for your typical Volumes fan, but I don't give a fuck, man. It's good in my opinion. It's really good. And since the brothers were let go out of the band, which again, another polarizing thing with Volumes. Volumes is a very polarizing band for those who really like them. But since the brothers have been let out of the band, and they brought back original vocalist Mike. His last name is escaping me right now. But and have kept Mike Terry. It's been sounding like they're going back to the sound they were doing previously, and I was really fucking with what they did on this record and the following EP, which I think the EP is called Coming Clean. I was really messing with the direction they were going. I do like the tracks though they have with Mike back in the band, so I'm not completely skeptical about what the new album's gonna sound like. But you know, I will just say I love this record, which is why I'm holding it right here. And yeah, hopefully there's still little bits of what they did on this record on the new record, because I like what Mike Terry brings to the band. And I saw them live on the Issues Headspace tour, and they do a majority of material from the first two records with Mike. You know, Mike Terry can scream too, which is how they've been using them on the new singles they've been putting out. So it could go either way. but I'm here for it. This made me a Volumes fan, so I'm interested to see where they go with that. Let me show you what the vinyl looks like for different animals. Let me show you what that looks like. It's colored. It's like a splatter, I think. Yeah, it's like a white and purple kind of tie-dye splatter thing. It's really nice. Okay. The record that I was about to show you was Underoath, Erase Me. Underoath is one of my favorite bands from high school. Like, Define the Great Line, man, got some crazy teenage memories with that. Not really crazy, but that was just, I don't know what that was, but that was just, that's a record that definitely got me through high school, definitely got me through my teenage years, definitely one of those, people ask like, what's a record from those days that you really hold high, or, one of your favorite records from, your high school, middle school years, teenage years. Define the Great Line by Underoath, definitely one of those records. And I kind of lost interest with them after that. But when they got back together and they dropped this, Erase Me, I was all ears, man. I was all ears for it. I love this record. Yeah, man, this is a really great comeback record for one of my favorite bands that I grew up on. Yeah, Underoath is the shit. I love Define the Great Line. I also love They're Only Chasing Safety. And yeah, man, I mean, there's not too much to say about it, other than, they're one of my favorite bands that I grew up on, from high school. This is Yellow. Yeah, look at that. Look at that. Yeah. I will say one funny little thing. How I got into Underoath was because I went to a private school, a Christian school to be specific. And, not to get too much into religion and politics and opinions on that, but, back then, I was very cautious with the music I listened to. And so, wanting to be a good Christian boy, but still having a love for, rock, heavy metal, and stuff like, just stuff like that. I was really into I was really trying, getting into bands that were allegedly Christian or just faith-based, and Underoath was one of the ones that definitely I discovered through because of that. Now, with my beliefs having changed over time, very cool to see that the band has grown in a similar direction. Not that it would have mattered, but just that was another reason why I was very interested to hear this record, because it kind of, some of these tracks kind of touch on that, because this is a different band from the last album they did, the one without Aaron. So yeah, man, but that's another reason why I cherish this record a lot. So yeah, really good record if you haven't listened to it. Really good if you like metalcore and dual vocals, one guy screaming, clean and unclean vocals. They're one of my favorite bands to do that. Another band that kind of does that as well is Lacuna Coil. Lacuna Coil's Black Anima, which was called. I was kind of late to Lacuna Coil. Like, they've always been a band I've known about, but I've never had the super urge to get into them, other than I think Christina is beautiful and I love her voice. But I feel the same way about Evanescence, and I'm not huge on Evanescence. Like, a lot of their songs are kind of hit and miss for me. But for some reason, when this album came out last year, I was looking forward to it. And I liked it quite a bit. It was one of my favorite metal records of last year. to say. And this is maybe kind of start to go on a trip back through Lacuna Coil's records. I believe this is just regular black vinyl, so I'm not going to take it out. But yeah, I like this record quite a bit. And again, yeah, it has led me to go back and check out some of their past work. So along with me getting that, I also got Karmacode. Not sure, I don't know what number they are in their catalog, these records, but this was just another one they had on sale on Century Media Records. They had a little sale for vinyl, and they had these two Lacuna Coil records with some others on sale, but these were the two I was most familiar with just off the songs I had heard by them. Which ones are, what songs are? I forgot which one exactly is on this one. Let me see if I can figure it out. I wonder is the Enjoy the Silence cover on this one? Because I really do love their cover of Depeche Mode's Enjoy the Silence. That was definitely a song, that was definitely a track that really made me interested to check out their music more, which led to me checking out this album when it dropped. But I think it's on this one. I don't think it's on this record, which kind of makes me question, why did I get this one again? I don't know, but I like Lacuna Coil. So I definitely plan on getting more records by them, because they're a good band. I don't know why I was sleeping on them for so long. Here's a gatefold. It's a gatefold. Let's check this out. That's the band. And the lovely Christina. Yeah, I know. The whole, thing with ladies in bands. But she's, beside her being attractive, great vocalist. That's the most important thing. So yeah, Karmacode, Lacuna Coil. This is where we take a turn. And we talk about this. Wizard of the Hood. Yes, ICP, Wizard of the Hood. This is a pretty important record for not just ICP, for Insane Clown Posse, but for their label Psychopathic Records, man. This dropped in 2003, I think. It was in the early 2000s, man. I credit the year 2000 to really be when their label Psychopathic Records really jumped off and became a serious underground label, and not just a label of an independent a popular independent act. Like, they became a serious independent record label, and really did a lot for independent music, their label back then, and there's a lot of records that are responsible for that. The first Bless You Dead Homie album, what was the first ICP release on there? I guess the Wraith was the first ICP album, even though their catalog says Bizarre, but I don't think that's correct. But if so, I would definitely say those two records definitely are pivotal in the conversation about Psychopathic Records. Twisted's Freak Show, for sure, is an important one. I'm not just saying that because I'm a Twisted fan. This album as well, but that was in '99. Oh yeah, Dark Lotus, Tales from the Lotus Pot. That's definitely an important, pivotal record to what defined and made Psychopathic Records a real label, not just the label of some popular act. Real label with actual artists and records to look at beyond just the main artists that defined the label, which is ICP. This record, though, is one of them for sure, that you have to talk about. Wizard of the Hood Man concept album. Violent J. It's Wizard of Oz just with Violent J as Dorothy and Twisted and Blaze Your Dead Homie as the Scarecrow and Tin Man and Cowardly Lion. Shaggy 2 Dope as the Wizard. I forgot who Anybody Killer is in this, but yeah, man, this is just a crazy little record. It's not even really a solo album. It's just like a random concept record that everyone on the label was involved in. But it's really good. It's funny. It's pretty good, and yeah, man. Check out the gatefold. Shit's dope. Yeah, it's just a really good record, man. Just definitely one of the best releases to have come from ICP and Psychopathic Records. And again, like I say, it defined their label, in my opinion. Yellow vinyl, because you know the yellow brick road, where you follow. I would definitely say an important record for sure. When you're talking about the history of Psychopathic Records, which if you don't know, it's Insane Clown Posse's record label, and the former home to Twisted and Blaze Your Dead Homie and many other Juggler-related acts that ICP helped. Basically gave them a launching pad with the label. And the last record we're going to talk about is the new Chromax album. In the beginning, I liked Chromax. When you talk about hardcore, they're definitely one of my favorite hardcore bands. They're not my favorite band. I never kept up with them past The Age of Quarrel. Was that the first album? I think it's The Age of Quarrel, or I think that's the name of the first album. The record, of course, the album, if not the first album, the album that defined the Chromax. But yeah, man, first record in 20 years. So definitely want to check that out, man. I mean, you can't go wrong with a Chromax record. I mean, they're one of the bands that defined hardcore, at least East Coast, specifically New York hardcore. So, you know, I was like, this isn't a gamble, getting, you know, pre-ordering this record. And yeah, it's not a bad record. Wasn't too crazy about it, and it's not even their fault. It's just since the last Chromax record, or just since the Chromax, became an iconic band. I mean, hardcore has gone through so much, you know, with just post-hardcore alone. So it's like they weren't reinventing the wheel or anything on this record. And I mean, the Chromax don't have to. I mean, they're legends. Why would they? Another yellowish, but even better. It's like a messy, blurry, you know, splash of black and yellow. I love it. And some orange, too. It's really nasty looking record, and I love it. Love it. Oh, get back in there. Get back in there. Yeah, man. I liked the record, though. You know, I'm not crazy about it. I liked it, though. I would definitely recommend it if you're looking, if you didn't know it was coming out and you like the Chromax, or you just want to listen to some hardcore that doesn't sound like it's on the verge of turning into metalcore. Check out that record. Chromax in the beginning. It's pretty good. It's pretty good, I have to say. It's good. So yeah, those are my new additions to my vinyl collection. That is it. I'm going to go put these in alphabetical order in with the rest of the records. But yeah, make sure you've liked, comment, subscribe, share to your vinyl friends or whatnot. What do you think of some of these records? Were there any of which one, you know, leave in the comments what you have to say about whatever band, artist, record that I showed off in this video. But yeah, that's all I have to say for this one. I'll see you guys next time. Peace.